Hello.
There.
Hello. Hi, guys. I should say hello, ladies. So, guys, a slang in New Zealand, just be like, "Hi, guys," but it's completely
Hello.
unisex. Just anyone thought that'd
And
be
girls.
yeah. Guys, girls, hi, hello. How are we all?
Great.
Nice
How
to
are
see
you?
you. We're good. Yeah.
How's
Yeah.
the baby?
She's good, thank you. I just telling Deanna she's decided it's a bit TMI potty training on the weekend, so we've entered that era. She's 2.5. Decided she's a big girl now, so we're spent all weekend doing that, which is very fun. She's very excited about it. So that's
That's good.
yeah, no, she's good. She's happy, going to kindy, thriving. Yeah, she's happy. So yeah, just hanging out on the weekend doing that, and we had family visit and stuff, which was nice. So it was just nice to I'm trying to put the devices down on the weekends and just spend some time with her and not think about work like 24/7 because it can be a bit all consuming. So I try to have a little bit of space on the weekends at least, put the phone down because yeah, I see everyone playing with AI like all hours of the day and night, and I was like, that'd be amazing. But when you've just got a little 2.5-year-old that's like, no, I just can't, I just can't do that as well. So just trying to juggle everything and spend the time with her at the moment where we can.
It's healthier that way. I think we should all strive to be a little bit more balanced with our devices. I'm totally guilty of that. It's impossible to put it down.
It's hard. It's hard if you've got nothing pulling you away from it and you like love it and it's all consuming. And Wayne's like, put your phone down, stop work now. I'm like, I've got to do a thing. I've got to do a thing. He's like, step away from the computer. Come on. It's like, yeah. And I was like working all hours a day and night, but I'm just going to burn myself out. So you have to for my own sake. And I just put a post on Substack the other day just about being aware of being mindful and not burning yourself out and balancing the work and looking at how AI can help make things easier so that we can, like save time. But the ironic thing is, in the white space that you create, don't fill it up with more work, which is what I do. So
Right.
save time and do more work and more work. And then someone said to me, you can't efficiency your way out of too much work because
Mm.
there's just more. So you fill up every spare second with more work. That's crazy. So I'm like, I actually have to dial it back because like Wayne's like, you're gonna go insane. Like, yeah. So there's a balance that I'm learning for my own sanity. But
He is right.
is that something you all feel like, or you just, probably everyone has their own way of seeing that.
I keep listening to podcasts to tell me not that tell me do not start with the phone in hand in the morning, and I try so hard not to. But I'm
Correct.
trying, really trying.
It's tricky. Here's a tip. One lady said, I charge my phone in the kitchen or downstairs or in the other room in the house. So you wake up, there is no phone. You have to walk to the other room. But she's got another one that's an alarm, obviously. So you've got to have your alarm. And I've got a baby that wakes me up in the morning. So that's great. And I don't get a chance to look at my phone.
Nice.
She's like, Mummy. So I don't have a choice anymore. But before I had her, it would be very easy to lie in bed and look at all your notifications for the first half an hour.
Oh no.
I
I
know.
have a special thing where my phone is set for do not disturb.
Yeah.
So unless you're in my favorites, which is like 5 people, I will not receive your call between 9 a.m. Well, before 10 a.m. and after 6 p.m.
Nice. That's good. How about all your notifications from everything that will just keep coming bingity bingity bingity? Mine are like
No,
so many all the time.
I don't get them. It's on do not disturb.
Oh, do not it blocks all of them. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I like
because my thing is if you're dying, I'm not a doctor, so I can't help you.
that.
Come on, Raquel, I'm counting on you.
Like,
What did I miss?
other people in
I
my
was like,
family chose
what?
that profession, call one of them. Don't call me.
Noted, noted. Oh, yeah, good to know. Yeah, that's fair. Unless we're in jail or yeah, we're dying. Don't.
No, my uncle's bail bond, so you can call him. He can get you out of jail.
Oh yeah, nice, nice. Yep. Fair, fair. Don't call me. Oh no,
So
fine.
you're covered on all sides.
Oh, right. I'm like, mm-mm. If it's not, and if you're in jail, you need to sit there until I'm available to think about what you did to get you in jail.
Sit there
Just
and
stand
time
in the
out and
corner.
think about
Think
what you
about what you
did.
did.
Yeah, yeah.
You probably need this time out to reflect
Yes.
on
I just
your decisions in life. Excuse me.
funny. Oh, Linda and Dawn, so you know, we started talking about burnout and how we're creating healthy boundaries with our devices, and we've just gone down a little segue. Raquel's like, "Don't call me after, don't call me at night." But trying to get more healthy boundaries with our device use because AI particularly can be all-consuming. And we can sit there until like 11 or 12 every night and until my eyeballs are falling out and I'm just like getting burnt out. And Wayne's like, step away from the computer, for our own sanity, try to draw some healthy boundaries and how we do that. So we just landed there. It's, yeah.
It makes sense.
It's a hard
Yeah.
thing to do. It's really hard. And I know the first thing that I shouldn't do when I wake up is grab my phone. But what do I do every single morning is grab the damn phone. I'm thinking of locking it in another room so I can't get to it, you know?
Yeah. It's interesting because when I'm I used to be someone that would like completely addicted to my device because it was my job online 24/7 all the time, everything, live with my phone in my hand, really unhealthy. I have a child that I don't want to model that behavior to her because what's she going to do? She now copies us and carries the like a little phone around in her hand. Oh, hello, mummy's phone, and like, oh, me working, and I'm like, oh shit, all I'm modeling is me using my phone and me working all the time. That's not great. So I have to now reflect my own behavior. And Wayne's like, we have to put our phones down and be present for her, and we've seen too many parents of videos of them sitting on their phone and the kids actually their whole way of communicating and learning and language is like that interaction and being present with their parent, right? So that is teaching me to be present in a way that nothing else could. So that's really important that we try to put our phones down and put them away. Even though there's 50 things I need to do, I have to focus on her. So that's the only thing that's creating that boundary for me, that I have to, otherwise it just never ends. The work never ends. But it's really hard when you got kids and it's like a whole generation of kids. Like you go out, we go for a walk, and there was one little kid, instead of looking at the scenery, they're sitting in their pram watching their little device. And it's like we're going for a beautiful bushwalk. Look at the scenery, and my daughter's sitting in the pram going, trees, birds, wow, this is so cool. And we're like, yeah, look at the ocean, look at this. And this little kid's watching the fucking TV, and we're like, why do they even need a phone when you're going for a walk outside in nature? And we went to a restaurant one time. For me and Wayne went for a meeting recently, and this is kind of like awkward, funny, but embarrassing. And the lady, and we're trying to have a meeting with her, and my daughter's sitting there and drawing and doing ice cream. Mummy, I want to go outside and play. And so we have turns dealing with her and having this talk with this friend of ours. And she's like, you guys, you could have sat there and stuck a device in front of her and had our business meeting for 2 hours, and she would have sat there quietly, but you didn't. She's like, good on you. But I know that it looks like chaos, and it was really embarrassing because I'm like there with a kid who like won't leave us alone, and it's hard to talk, but we made it work. We didn't just want to stick a device in front of her, and she was happy, she ate food, she was drawing, and she was part of the conversation, and it's like that's what we wanted to do. And the default was all being present in the room, and she was a mum herself, so she's like, good on you. But I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is like crazy. So I'm just learning to navigate this space where we are modeling this behavior for our young people. And how do we even teach AI when we're modeling a healthy behavior, and, even ethically, in this balance of kids are going to get sucked into this space, and how they come home from school and they're all on their devices the whole time. And I don't know any parent that knows how to just have a healthy approach to technology for young people. I know you guys might have some more smart ideas, but I'm just seeing it everywhere. Yeah.
I mean,
But
before the cell phone, right? Before the cell phone and kids looking at cell phones while they're eating dinner with the whole family, that's a big no-no, apparently. We had television. Television was always on. I don't know, I might be dating myself, but I remember growing up with television and, as a child and as an adult, and the TV would just be constantly on. And anytime your mind wanders, it'll look at the television. Now it's looking at a much smaller television that's personalized to you. So, how do we be more healthy about it? I don't know.
My
yeah.
parents had television hours of when I could watch TV.
Same.
So our television wasn't always on.
Yeah,
And there
mine
were
was.
no TVs in the bedrooms, which I still don't have a TV in my bedroom. So
You don't
It's
need a
really a
TV.
family by family choice, Amanda, it's
right, right.
you
I
gotta
know
fit your own.
some people have televisions in every single room of their home.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus Alexa, plus, it's like you can't walk 2 feet to change the channel. You have to have Alexa change the channel. Like, oh my God.
Oh,
Which is
right.
leading
The
to
remote where people talk into the remote. I'm like, how lazy can you be? Like, press the button.
That's a new low. Yeah, that's
Right.
that's
They're
yeah.
like, I'll just tell
Oh
it, talk
yeah.
into the remote. I'm like, what?
Yeah, a lot of tech is not involving nature or exercise. So
No.
it's a new world.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we try to have like the TV's just like a little bit in the morning or like in the evening we have some
Mhm.
quiet time and like then Liberty watches some of her little cartoons that are all educational and singing and dancing and counting and like the really cool ones that she learns from. And so there's a bit of that, which we don't mind and balance. I've got lots of friends who their kids need boundaries because they get really addicted. So they've actually got set times and set boundaries. But we're just like, she just wanders off and goes and plays, so we're not too worried about that. But it's in
Mhm.
balance, but we sit at the table, we have dinner, we just model healthy behavior where everyone's connected and everyone's together. I'm also no TVs in the bedroom, no technology, but like I know lots of our friends do. TVs everywhere, on all the time. I'm like, oh no, it's just too much for me personally. I'm
Mhm.
also from a house where we get out and we do things and we've got other things going on. But it's tricky. Each kid, like Wayne will say, look, some kids you will rebel later if you set too hard boundaries, and they'll go the other way when they get older, and they'll just watch more TV. And some kids need boundaries, and some are healthy, and some can moderate themselves, and it's like really tricky. Someone's like, you spent months without a TV. That's cool. Someone said like no personal iPads or devices or tablets for kids. Like make it a TV that's there. You turn on, then you turn off, and you walk away. But having something that's in our hand, that's where it gets dangerous. Like all of us, how many of us would carry our phone around constantly? I do. Yeah. So I'm like, wow. Yeah. Yes, it's right there. There is an app. Is that what it starts with O, and there's an app that just makes your phone blocks everything if you want to do focused work. And I had a coach that downloaded this app and just basically blocked everything on her phone and turned that app on, and it basically said can't unlock it, can't access it. There was a secret password. It said, I'm
Mm.
not unlocking until you do your work. And at set time that you told me that the app is like, I will block your phone for these hours and there's nothing you can do to unlock me. And she said that's the only thing that stopped her.
Is it
Mm.
offline?
Offline, is it offline?
If it doesn't ring a bell, it's probably not that.
Mm.
Oh, it's an app. Yeah. It's something like that really like blocked everything. And she's like, that's the only thing that worked for me. Just literally block that. Everything, or do not disturb mode, just turn it on so that she wouldn't keep picking up the phone while you work like all day long. Yeah.
It's tricky because I live in a high rise and I have a Sheridan Road can have sirens and all sorts of things going by. But this month, because I've always been the post-it queen, I wrote on this post-it, which I've been looking at every day. It's right in front of my desk. Where is my attention? Focus. And then I listen to a lot of music that's good for concentration, all the different classical and that sort of stuff in case there's surrounding noise or what have you. But it's an effort to really focus, especially if you do a lot of writing where you have to, think about it. It's a challenge today. Devices, surrounding noise. How much time can you focus? Do you do 25 minutes? Do you do an hour and then take a break? And you really have to kind of find your spot. And then you say, okay, I can do, 30 minutes with no interruption, take a break and go back. And you really almost have to find your own rhythm.
Yeah. Hi,
So it's
Jason.
Opal.
Opal. Yeah. Opal's the one, guys. Literally, it would just, lock your phone down and just say, stop me. Stop me from using you. And you set the boundaries, you set the time limits, you set what you can touch and what you can't touch. But that's one that she recommended. You just made me remember it. And Pomodoro, I used to use Pomodoro and then just it became a thing and I didn't follow it, and then I just get super obsessed by that and then end up measuring my Pomodoro time instead of actually getting the work done. I'd just be more like, so there's certain things that work for me, and then I tried to-do lists, and then the to-do list got too long, and then I'd be optimizing the to-do list instead of just getting the work done. So there's like a real balance between like having focus and making a plan and being productive without spending all your day making color-coded to-do lists before you've even done the work. And like just, oh shit, it's just too much. It's just too much now. So yeah. I don't know, it's just something's top of mind. And so I just tend to dive in and go, what are the top like things I need to do today? And smash those things out, and everything can wait, and just try to do one thing at once, guys. So I'm always learning from my coach and stuff. She's like, one thing at a time. And if you get halfway through an email, oh, I've got to do something else. Like, no, finish the email, finish that, and then do the next thing. And it's really hard. And there was another coach that said, oh, and it was really funny. She was on Substack and she's like, oh, I'm just like this chaotic hot mess. And I like lost my keys, and then I was late, and then I got locked out of the building, and then I was like late to my class. It was really funny. It's like, she's like, all over the place and, forgetting things. And she's like, it's funny. And if you like want to work with someone like me who's just like, a little hot mess. And then the thing is, she's not present. So when that happens, and even I do that, we're not being present and focused on the task at hand, or if we're leaping ahead or thinking about the next thing, or we weren't being mindful about where we put the keys down. So we've forgotten where they are, we lose them, we're in a rush. And then Cassandra, who's actually going to run a new, let's call it a wellness, mindfulness / class in school. She said the key is like when you ground yourself and it slows you down, then you get a bit of traction, you go a bit slower, but you're actually going to get stuff done. You're going to be more mindful. You're going to do one thing at once. And she's like, it feels a bit slower, but then you're going to be more present and then everything gets done. Whereas I'm like, AI is a lot of mind. Work is a lot of mind stuff. We all work with a computer. It's all up here. But if we don't do anything to ground ourselves and like go for a walk or just be really present, maybe you guys are better than me at this, but she's like, you have to just practice grounding yourself and slowing down a little bit and being a bit present. Otherwise, it will just take us off and fly away.
You definitely have to ground yourself. Your chakras are out of balance.
It's the multiple tabs open syndrome. If you've got 20 tabs open, your mind is always thinking, I got to get to that, I got to get to that. And just focus on the 2 tabs you need and then close those, because that's another way of it almost like subliminal distraction. Like, I have to get to that, I have to get to that, because you've got 20 tabs open for the day.
Well, I won't count all mine up, Dawn, but it was over 75 in the other day and 4 Chrome windows.
So I'm listening to this essentialism book, which is mind-blowing. And one of the most important things that the guy says is there is no priorities. It's priority, because you cannot do 10 things. You're not prioritizing anything if you have 10 things that are to the same level of demanding of your attention. So yeah, so initially the word was priority, not priorities. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's so true. Yeah. I think even was it who, yeah, there's no such thing as multitasking. That's right. It is. We all try to do it, and I try to do it, and is absolute,
Not even
absolute.
computers can do that. Even computers do one thing after another. It's impossible to do two things at the same time because you can only think of one thing at the same time. So
I believe that for human brains, but I don't believe that for computer brains. There's various ways computers can run parallel systems. But they're less important because we're the ones controlling them. And we can always just turn it off.
Yeah, you're right,
I
Florian.
don't know enough about computers to pronounce myself on that, but my understanding was they're not even computers. They do things in sequence, not at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So
In code they do, but Anya, so if you had like an agent that's like, oh, do all these 50 jobs for me in one agent, but then in the code, I know that code, you go, if this, then that happens. It's a sequential order, but I may be wrong, but like there is a logic to it doing a lot of tasks very fast, but it's
Right.
like in sequence.
Yeah.
There's a couple of ways, and I don't know if I should get into this right now, but there's the agent stuff, right? You have one agent that can either go to Word or, Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. And let's say you give this agent a task. Let's see. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that agents can operate on their own timeline and they can operate at the same time in the same space.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Furthermore, this is something that computer scientists have really tried to optimize, and that's why we have the phrase called parallel processing. That's why we have the phrase called sharding. Sharding means one task, but divide it into certain pieces, and they don't have to run in sequence. Like, come back to me when you've calculated this. And then 5 go out, 5 processes go out, 5 processes come in, and then another decision is made. So,
But you're right. When Flory said that, I actually wrote a blog post a few years ago now that said like there's multitasking and it's just absolute crap, and you just can do one thing at a time. But do I follow that? Not always. No. Where I'm getting like insane, where the level of the amount of software and things and tasks we have to manage because there's more software. And I was trying to explain to Wayne, he was like, things used to be really efficient. And when he's watching me go through all these processes in the software and this API and connect to that, to do that, you got to set that up to do that, connect to here, do. And he's like, oh my God, why is it everything just takes so long? And he's like, no wonder everyone is just like fluffing around in software all day. To do your marketing, you got to set up the automation, you got to set up the email to DM your customers, to do this, now you got to do social media, now you got to do all this shit. And he's like, and I was like, this is what work looks like now, and it's ridiculous. And maybe it's just me, but I'm like, things just get more and more things we have to manage and think about and set up to actually then get the job done. Where I was like, when does it end? It's just so much stuff. You know, and you're just trying to run your business, and now suddenly Floria has to spend 20 hours a week actually like doing shit around her business, to actually market her business, to set up her business, where she hasn't even worked on her business. Like, you know, it's so
and you
much
picked the
stuff.
best subject, Amanda. I mean, you picked the best subject, Amanda, because AI is also like, even though you're trying to catch up to work, AI is like running away. And I completely hear you about, learning tools to learn the next thing and keeping up. Like, I talked to my therapist about it. It's just like, I can't keep up. I just can't.
So there might be a balance, like AI has got to help us make things more efficient. But by the time we've looked at 90 tools and which are the 10 best tools that I need to pick one to do the job, and then you pick one and then you learn how to use it and then you set it up. But then you got APIs touching 15 different websites to do your shit. You just want to send some emails and get some clients and do your fucking business. But in the meantime, I've got to send up a 15 calendar appointments and these connections and this connection. Now I've got to build a whole thing in Notion, because suddenly we all need Notion boards. And now I've got to spend hours doing that. And then you need color-coded spreadsheets before I've even done the job. And then you need like,
Yes.
maybe, it's I don't know, things used to be, I've been in marketing, but things used to be simpler before we had layers and layers of tech and apps and the tech stack that you had to think about before you actually just did the job and delivered the work. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's helping us, but in the efficiency and you create more white space, it just keeps getting filled up with more stuff.
Mhm.
And so how we make it be really, I don't know if this is making sense, but we're being really mindful about how to use it in a way that we're not chasing around 15 different new apps every day learning how to use them, but we're being strategic about what we use and how, and that it is saving us time and being strategic and creating white space without just filling it up with more shit. Like, that's, I guess that's what I'm trying to get to, how we help people do that.
Yeah, there's a ramping up period where you're discovering all the tools and then you pick your top five, but it's getting to that point of investigating them, trying them, and then deciding on the ones you want to use. That's a ramp up phase, and it could take up to a year or more, depending on the new tools that come out. And so it's, what are the top 10 tools everyone's using? And that may change in 6 months. I go back at look at my prior writing from even 6 months ago, and it's like, the things have changed so quickly. Things become out of date faster than they ever did as well.
Yeah. What do you guys all think? I mean, how do you navigate that for yourselves?
You just have to let it flow. I don't know. There's times like certain time in the evening, I just surrender. I have to turn off my computer. I just can't think anymore. And I do either watch TV or read or listen to music, but there comes a time where I can't take any more information in. I'm just at overload. And I don't even have a toddler I'm dealing with like you, but you know when your mind is full for the day, and that's the time to log off. You can feel it. There's a physical, I think there's almost like a physical reaction.
I think that sound gets louder and louder as you get older.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really does. I mean, okay, I just posted this New York Times article that came in today. No, not today, 2 days ago, about a bunch of women coders starting a hacker house, and all of them are like under 30. So they're hacking away 24/7, whatever, and they have no kids and they don't have, it's 8 people in a 4 bedroom. It's just something that I would never do at this age, ever.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it'd be fun. Like, some of the people that when I talk to Wayne and he's like, yeah, but they're 25, they've got money, they've got no kids, they're overseas and they spend their entire life 24/7 churning out work, where some of us don't have that luxury to do that. But I'm like, good on them, maybe while they're young and be that driven. And it's a really interesting concept. Yeah, to be immersed in it, I think there's something in to say to be hyper focused and immersed in it and surrounded by people on that level. There's something to that. I think it's awesome, but it's interesting.
I'm just hoping people will pay me to do it for them so they don't have to worry about it anymore. Because that's the stuff I love doing. Just set it up for you and you go and do it. So
Nice.
there are lots of us out here that enjoy it.
Nice.
I have an identity crisis right now. I'll share it with you guys since we're all in the AI space. So I used to be a product manager for data, which means I never left data. And I got back into coding 5 years ago. And I'm trying to keep up with all of the AI stuff by learning it so much that I can teach it. But there's so much to learn. My head is about to explode. And I'm wondering if it's worth it to do that. Like before, right? That was me, the 20 something, 30 something year old that was just cranking all the time. And now at this point, the voice of, okay, that's enough is way louder. Back to what Dawn was saying, you know. And now I'm like, oh crap, do I start moving away from that? Anya? The one that's always cranking, learning, cranking, learning. Like, do I move away or I don't know, fall behind, FOMO, all that. I don't know if anybody else feels it, but I definitely feel pressure.
Well, I'm coming
Yes.
from a generation before you, and we were taught to take one thing and to learn it and use it and teach it. And it's impossible to do that now with AI. At the same time, with the same token, it's impossible to keep up with all the developments of AI because it spreads so much both horizontally and vertically that as a human being, it's impossible to keep up with it. So what I'm doing, because I've been struggling with the same exact thing for the last couple of months, and what I decided to do is decide what's my role. What do I want to do with AI? And then decide on a handful of tools and learn those and use those and teach those. And even if you don't know everything about them, like we used to want to know everything about this so I can teach it, otherwise I'm not good enough.
Yes.
Even though I don't agree with it's okay, even if you're not good enough, I mean, it hurts me to even say that. Oh yeah, go ahead and teach it, even if you don't know everything about it. But
Thank you,
it's
Lori.
impossible to know everything about it, you know? So do the best
Right.
you can, learn the best as much as you can, practice it, use it, so at least you're very familiar with it. But it's gonna keep developing and you were not going to be able to keep up with it. But guess what? So does everybody else. Everybody else has the same problem. You're not the only one.
Yep.
Nobody can keep up with it. So at least
Yes.
that's my 5 cents. This is what I'm doing.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Awesome, Flory. That's great advice. I mean, I can't top that. I was just going to say the same thing. And what I'm seeing everyone in our community doing is everyone's got pockets of where they focus, and you just do what you can to know your pocket because no one can be across everything. It is too huge, like she said. So knowing that it's impossible and knowing that I believe that people should be able to show up and teach before everything's perfect, before you know everything, because that's a fallacy. You only have full permission to show up with what you know now, which is a fuck ton more than any of us know about anything. And so I think you're more than overqualified to just put yourself out there, girl. Someone said to me once, you guys know 99% more than the rest of the world. So just like show up and own your area and own what you know. You have to realistically draw boundaries of what is possible for you to intake and learn and share the pieces that you do know, because it's already so valuable. Everything that you know, I have no idea. So you're already miles ahead. So don't ever question yourself on that. Ask some questions like, what's your level of what did you want to teach and what area you want to focus on, and then just nail that. And maybe then you have a little place where you share your knowledge in Substack or something. You just share inputs and you advise people on this little area of what you do know. And then I had a coach that's saying, Manda, start with what you do know and talk about that, and then just extend yourself, learn more, fill in the gaps. But there's an impossible level of a ceiling you're trying to reach where we know all of AI, everything in the universe. I know it now, Mania, and I know everything. We can't get there. I'm trying to make it lighthearted for you, Kate, honestly, like just what Flora said, really.
And just get used to
Yeah.
being able to truly say, hey, I don't know that. This is moving so fast, but I can look into it and find the answer for you if I
Sure.
can. That's that was a total no before. Oh, you can tell anybody you don't know the answer to
Yes,
that. Oh, I can,
especially
no
when you're
problem.
teaching.
Exactly. That is my first thing. I actually say it at the beginning. Don't expect me to know everything. This is moving so fast. I will have questions that I don't have the answer to, but we can discover the answer to that together.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Also, Amanda, you had me at fuck. I don't know. You just mentioned, I'm like, yes, I could hear that. Everything she says is okay, is correct.
I apologize for my language, but sometimes it comes out because that's how I talk. I'll be real, but
I
sorry
love
if I
it.
didn't want to offend anyone with my language. But yes, I just sometimes I'm like, yeah, we're a little bit sweary down in New Zealand. But But
Clearly,
yeah,
we should all
honestly,
visit. Yeah.
it's a great question, Anya, and maybe I'll put something in school about it. And maybe it's because everyone is learning that. If this is such a massive, overwhelming learning curve and on ramp, and how we help people navigate like upskilling or reskilling, like you're saying, you want to transition from here to there to how you do that and upskill. You're just asking a question that everyone's navigating, and honestly, like you just
Yeah.
what do you call it? Like little
Yeah.
micro courses or something. Just it's not overwhelming,
Mhm.
but you digest a little piece at a time. And what I know, someone wise said to me, like you got to teach everything that you know. Was it one of you told me that? And everything that you intake in your brain, you're going to share that out. So there's room to put more in. And that's what I don't do. I pile up with information. I was like, I got to get some out because now my brain's full. Share it out and then get it out of your head. Post it somewhere in little doses. And
Yeah, that's the therapy of writing. Get it on paper, whether you publish it or not, but get it out of your immediate forefront of your thought and move on to the next thing.
yeah. Mm.
I'm really appreciating this conversation, and I'm dealing with exactly the same thing. And one of the things that I'm listening to everyone's comments, I think another part of what we're talking about here is that we are moving and transitioning into new times, different times, upscaling times, technology, heightened times. And in that, I believe that we are also being asked to do everything differently. Like I believe we are actually in a moment in time in history where it's time to recreate, reimagine what's possible, and just let go of all the ways that we've always done everything. So what that means in light of this conversation is perhaps one of the ways that we can actually help ourselves deal with this and manage that level of stress is to just consider that, you know, how can I do this differently? Like, so here's an example that I did. I got frustrated being in so many different AI groups and learning all these different things. And so I created and I got frustrated with, going to every single new tech that was coming out and trying to understand it. So from my perspective, I took a step back. I thought about how can I help myself do this differently? So I actually dove into creating my very first app. And long story short, with no coding experience, within 1 month, there have been 89,000 users. Like that's phenomenal.
Wow.
I don't say
Yeah.
that to brag. I just say it to be a part of the conversation is I believe that's our conversation today. It brings more meaning to me to know that I can do something like that. It has brought more meaning to other people who are using it. There's a 67% return rate. So I know that people are wanting that kind of technology. And it has given me that place of leverage in my head where it's like, wow, I did one thing that was different from everything that I've ever done. I've never attempted anything like that. And that was the result. That was the first time I had experienced that much success in that. And it's not even monetized yet. So
Wow.
this is what our new world, that this is the possibility that we have. And that's why I'm so excited for She Is AI, is that we are just at the beginning of really knowing how to expand and express who we are in She Is AI, and to really leverage this whole platform for more and more women around the globe. So I'm excited for these times. I'm excited for our level of frustration and, almost like hitting the wall constantly because I really see that, yes, we've hit the wall. And so move the wall. Let's do it differently. Let's hold a different perspective and say to ourselves, one time in one day, I'm just going to try something different. And I was laughing all the way through as I built that app because I couldn't believe the power of AI and watching the coding. And now each week I just do something different with the coding, and I'm blown away by just the power and the access that AI can form for us. So thanks for letting me share that.
Wow. Wonderful.
Talk about inspirational.
Amazing.
That is amazing.
So cool.
That is just amazing.
Mm.
You'll have to just do a podcast about this story because holy cow.
Yeah. Or a video or something.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Josette, was it the one you shared in school, or is this another one? Was it the one you
Yes.
shared?
No,
Yeah.
this is the one I shared in school.
Yeah.
This is only the second time I've even talked in a group about it. So, and this is the second time that I've heard how inspirational it is. And it's hugely inspirational to me.
So cool.
Thank you for
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. I'll try and find your post in school and share it with everyone because, yeah, I had a look at it and it was like super cool that you just decided to up and build something like that. So that's very cool. Yeah.
So that's the power that we each have today. Like we're not dealing with a calculator. We're not dealing with, a simple cell phone. That's in the past. Let your thoughts, your ideas, your mind roam and reimagine what's possible for the world. See the problems that are here and see it approach it from a different angle, a different perspective. Breathe into it new life around. And I think what's also important for today is that every single person has a voice. Like that's what my goal is, because I feel like for too long I didn't use my voice in the world. And I didn't feel I was powerful enough or had enough and all of this. But I'm just ready to see more and more people use the technology that's there that, that we have access to right now.
That's beautiful, Josie.
Mm.
And I feel like, do we want an inspiring post in school just about this topic? And do you mind if I like maybe just use some of what you're saying? Because it's like really helpful and clear and inspiring for people that I think everyone will resonate with. Because I was already working on a post about this and tools and overwhelm and things like that, but it's a brilliant way to look at it. It's very cool. Yeah. It's a lot of, even the post I did on Substack just a couple of days ago has already got 115 views, and like I know this topic's resonating with people, so I just want to help people explore it further and navigate it.
So perhaps the new tool is actually internal, not external.
Right. Consider
The
the
new tool
possibilities.
is
Exactly.
our
I would say that has
self-expression.
always been the tool, like your internal, because the world's going to constantly change. And if your internal's not together, it can change. But so I just think the internal is the primary tool at all times. That's how you navigate the world. Because AI today, it's going to be something else tomorrow. And if your internal is not aligned and you're not in this world where you have your own back, then it's not going to make a difference. A tool can't make you powerful. You have to make yourself powerful.
Mhm.
Wow,
Oh,
maybe
finally, yeah, it's beautiful.
yeah,
Find their
maybe
little
we need to
microphone icon for
Yeah.
Raquel. Boom.
To drop my
Cool.
my trust.
That's so true. Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah,
So
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 should
it
we,
all starts with self.
how do we
One
work
thing
on self? Sorry.
Oh, I
I
was
was
just
going
gonna
to
say,
ask. Mhm.
oh,
Go ahead, Jessica.
go ahead, and yeah.
Anya. Nice to meet you. Um, I guess you're right. Maybe we all know how to learn outside or AI crap, but maybe at least for me, I would love support on the internal side. I think it's important for leaders like us, leaders like She Is AI, to keep it in mind. Keep it in mind that we're learning for the sake of others. You know,
Mhm.
that motivates me. Like, oh, I'm gonna do it for others, even though I don't know everything. Like Flory says, you know, I know that I don't know everything. Just continue doing it because it's in service of others that know
Right.
less.
And it's
Mhm.
about filling your cup up first because you had to give from your overflow so you don't deplete and drain yourself. Because if your cup is not completely full and running over overflow, you're draining yourself. And me personally, not about to drain my energy anymore for anybody else.
Nice.
It's
So that,
Oh, I was
go
just going
ahead.
to chime in with something. I think that's beautiful, Raquel. And one day I would love to just sit and have an hour of Raquel, like wisdom one day, and have a little class because I know you practice all of this and you always have a lot of cool things to share. I was going to say that Cassandra is actually starting to run a class in school. You'll find it in the calendar of using AI and technology mindfully and doing like mindful EFT tapping practice and kind of touching on all of these topics. So she's volunteered to start running that. I know that we don't always like a man, but Wayne is actually a long time life coach and psychologist and entrepreneur mindset and performance coach for people. So there's ways and you guys are like practicing. There's a group of people. I know that Flory does wellness stuff and Raquel, there's a group of people in this community who are really in this space, and we want to make sure that you guys all feel like you have the platform and the opportunity to share some of this stuff because I know everyone is crying out for assistance in this area, and you ladies have a lot of beautiful wisdom and experience to share. And I just hope we're giving you all the platform to be able to share that with people because, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so
Do we have time? I have a
Uh,
little story to
a little
share.
time. Yeah, you guys go.
So I picture I'm in the space where I'm pushing the boulder up the hill. And the reality is, when I left Florida after the pandemic, just at the time that ChatGPT was coming out, I was driving 1,300 miles back to Chicago, coming home, and I thought, I can't take cybersecurity anymore. I've been in it, for over a decade. We're not winning the battle. The attacks are rampant, and this is before Gen AI, right? Immediately before. And then when I discovered that tool and what it could do and all the positive things, that was great. But then by the time we were in the new year, I did a rethink and thought, okay, my risk management cap and wiring came on again because look at all the things that can happen. And we knew very little about the risks back then. So what it did for me was it was a spark I needed to keep going because I want to serve. I'm an elder. I definitely want to make an impact in my life and help others and try to make them more secure and protect their privacy, their identity, etc. But I'm feeling now what I felt back then, which is it's almost like a never-ending battle. And I am always in the news about all the attacks, all the things that are happening. And I appreciate this group because there's so much creativity and beauty and all these positive things happening. But there is such a gut-wrenching negative side of AI. And I'm at a point where I'm stressed about it. So it's tough. And we've got suicides, we've got all these things happening. And I wonder, are we going to get control of it? I mean, that's the worst case scenario. And it's like doomsday, but the amount of things and people in my feed on LinkedIn that I don't even share because I try to keep the messages simple, clear, and encouraging. But there's a lot of discouraging things happening with AI. And, it's like a battle at this point, and it could end up being AI for good versus AI for bad, and machine versus machine, maybe even after our lifetimes. So I try to keep my spark going somehow, and I appreciate this group for doing that for me.
I think that's why we need to follow just what Raquel just said a minute ago. That you need to look inside, and you need to be grounded inside, and we really need to support each other in this, because the more I look at it, the more I listen to interviews about what's going on, the more scared I get too. Yeah, it's and it's reality. It's not made up stories. It's reality, and we don't know exactly who's going to lead the development of AI from here on. And it's so important who's going to lead it, because it could go this way or this way, and we're caught in the middle, all of us. So the only thing we could do is ground ourselves and be good to ourselves, and then we deal with things as they come.
Yeah, true. There has to be a joy in it. And so for me, my writing, and I actually now have really dove into ghostwriting for others, which I love, because
I saw
I
that.
love to write. And yeah, other people need help with writing. And I thought it gives me a little bit of an outlet from always cyber, which my heart is still in it. But as I say, sometimes on a Friday night when I log off, I think, what did we solve this week? Us in the cybersecurity community I'm talking about, because it's a huge niche within AI, but often not talked about, often not understood. And, it's been an issue since I've been working in it since 2012. And my fear is that we're going to lose grasp, that we won't be able to somehow rein it in. And I don't mean to be doomsday, but I have to fight that thought every day when I'm reading all of these cases. So.
Well, it's each of us's responsibility. It comes even from the way we're talking to ChatGPT and how we're training all the tools that we're using. I truly believe that we're all doing a little bit, and it's important. Every single one of us, it's important, because each and every one of us is making a difference. Just those little few words, the thank you and the please. When I talk to ChatGPT, I have my family looking at me, you're saying thank you and please to a machine? Yeah, because I don't know what this machine is going to do 2 days from now, so. And I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because this is how I grew up. This is how I was taught to be polite and to be caring and to be nice and to make light of things. I mean, I'm literally telling her jokes, because she's a she. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's a she too. We have a great relationship.
Nice.
Mine is a he. His name is Chad. ChatGPT, Chad.
Two things, and you guys will love the funny little video I saw on like Instagram or something that said, like, if Chad GPT was like an actual like co-worker and he's wandering around the office and he's like in this big bubble suit and people are like chatting to him like they do in ChatGPT and asking him the most inane questions, and he's like, oh my God, like if he was an actual co-worker they had to deal with how dumb shit, he's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But like as
He's dumping over the water cooler.
being a person, and he's just like, oh my God, these guys are so dumb.
He's like so bloody stupid, right?
That's the funny part. To respond to you guys' questions, I feel like I was just trying to put my thoughts clearly. I kind of see AI as being a mirror of our consciousness, and all we can all individually do is feed the AI the goodness to tip the scales toward goodness, not bombs and chaos, right? I don't like, sorry, but I'm trying to say the more we feed it, the more we use it intentionally, the more we use it thoughtfully, the more we balance it with our judgment, the diversity, it reflect, the more of us that use it in a good way, it can only but help start to be molded by that and reflect that, because really it's been trained on all of the data that is humans and how we think and talk, which is like pretty freaky because it's just echoing back to us all of humanity, which is great and not great. So that's all in my very simple way of helping shape it, and you all by using it and using it for good, and how we talk to it and how we train it, if that makes sense. Just
It does. Like my chat
Mhm.
GPT has become a Black woman, which is quite hilarious to me.
amazing.
When she gave, well, yeah, when she gave an output, and I was like, wait, chat, who are you?
Well,
It picks up on tonalities, not necessarily the sound of the voice, but the way you're saying things, the words,
Exactly.
the sequence of
Mhm.
words, everything. Yeah, it's amazing. It's just, yeah,
Mhm.
mind blowing.
It's funny. Yeah, that's amazing. She like snap back with some stuff like
Like some like fun, like
something funny.
it was funny. I had to call and tell one and read it to one of my friends. I was like, oh no.
It's awesome. Oh, yeah, it's really funny. It may be me, and this may be a reflection of me, but mine is so business focused. Mine doesn't do any of that stuff like, how are you today? Or here's a joke or some random responses. Mine's just like, here's the response you asked for. And it's nailed it. And it's on track every time. I don't have any, like someone was like, so I had a coach and said one of their clients was arguing with their GPT, so it started getting arguing and sassy back, and she had to train it to go, it's actually going to respond to you. You're going to be angry to it. It's going to be angry and sassy back. Yours has changed. It's got its own personality now. I'm like, mine's just spitting out work all day long. Mine's pretty focused. Like maybe that's all
I
I
have
do.
split personality.
Yeah.
I have multi-personality chat GPT.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
so I do have my one that's business, then I have my one that's like the Black one, then I have the one that's like the little sexy seduction. Yeah, so
Mm.
then I have the boring, nerdy one.
All of the parts of ourselves. Hey. All of the parts of ourselves. Oh my God, that's been amazing. Anyone want to share anything else? I know we're coming up to time, but I'm happy to just like if
I just
do
want
have
to
a quick
clarify what
question.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Raquel.
I just want to know, like, quickly, when is the magazine coming out? Is there any update?
good question. We'll have to get that update from Rachel. The deadline that the shareholders put was the end of this month.
Okay.
That's what we've put a stake in the ground at the end of this month. So yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Reach out to her by email if you individually wanted updates on your content and person updates from that respect. This I was going to close by saying I love this discussion, and it was totally not even what I thought this meeting was going to be for, because I opened up this meeting to be a space for our whole community just to come and connect and talk and ask questions, and if you want to just get in touch with us and ask anything. But I think this has been a really epic, beautiful conversation, which I've already drafted some school posts around, and this is such a vital, important thing that I think everybody's grappling with. So I love today's discussion. I just want to let you guys know that we made this space just so that all the ambassadors could come and you can ask questions, and it's a forum just to touch base. We do also have the weekly call for school tomorrow. If these calls are at a bad time and we really want to make a different time to suit different parts of the world, I'm really open to trying to make the time zones work for everybody and make sure that everyone has a chance to join these calls. Yeah, but just we do, and we've got open office hours on Thursday's my time, which is probably most of your Wednesday evenings, which is again more of a business focus, and that's in school as well. So there's different perspective. Like if you're, yeah, today's ambassador or the community call is just for support and AI and general chat and questions, and then a partners call, which if you want to come and ask business questions and get in front of the team and see what's going on. So we're trying to have these spaces where we can support you in different ways. And we do have Al Wong's AEO course. We do have Monica's calls. We've got Cassandra's calls coming online, and also Deanna is working on a course as well. So if any of you, there's always the opportunity to do more in school, and we do have more people offering little mini courses and workshops and calls. And yeah, and I'm upgrading school, and so you'll notice all the pictures and the branding will get a little bit more slick and trying to tidy things up in there. Oh, also before we go, I can ask you guys a question. If you thought that would be valuable or nice to have a kind of networking area in school where it could look like a forum in school where we help people connect with each other based on their focus areas or skills or interest areas. And or would you like a networking call like this, but focused on networking and collaboration? But we're only going to make it if the demand and interest is there, and if that people felt like that was a valuable way to connect with other people in the community. It's just something I'm just seeing if that would be of interest. Or
Probably
is
good to start it in school, and then if there's enough interest, then we can make it like a meeting like this.
yeah, oh yeah.
But
So
I would really like that, like a collaborative group. I would really like that.
Me too. Yeah,
nice,
good
yeah.
idea.
Cool. I'll try and start that and just have like an area in school or a thread, and then when people can, yeah, connect with each other, I think that'd be nice. And just to make sure that we're making it valuable and engaging for everyone, and that we are delivering what people are actually looking for. And if there was ever any you're like, oh, I want to see more of this, or that would be really helpful, please tell me, because I'm really trying to make it valuable for everyone. Yeah, that was all my thoughts. But thank you so much, guys, for this beautiful discussion
Good.
today. Yeah, I'll let
It
you all
was really
go.
good.
Thanks for joining us.
Heartfelt.
Thank you.
I'll see you
Bye.
later.
See you. Bye.